Hello there, Whipper here, and once again welcome back to another mod showcase. And today I'm going to be showing you a mod called the Falling Meteors mod, which adds meteors into the game, which spawn naturally and crash land all over your world, and they come in different varieties and they have different rarities, so you're more likely to see some meteor types than others, and the rarer the meteor, the better the stuff normally that comes with them. So yeah, it's pretty epic. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start off by showing you the first kind of meteor, which is called the meteorite. And by the way guys, if you can shoot for 1,000 likes on this mod showcase, that would be epic. We've done it in the past, so I'm sure you can do it again. But as I was saying, I'm just going to go ahead and spawn the first kind of meteor, which is the meteorite. And I've got this meteorite summoner here, so all I have to do is right click on the ground with this thing, and we're going to get a meteor that's going to fall from the sky. And you can see there the particle trail coming down from the heavens above, and look at that, it's a relatively small one. I think that was a 2x2 in size, or a 2x2x2 I should say, since it's cubic. But look at this thing, it's made a huge crater. Luckily there was like an underground lake there, or was it on the surface? I didn't have time to check. And that's kind of like absorbed some of the explosion radius or something. And look down there, we've got some new hostile mobs that have come from some other planet in the universe, and the Minecraft universe. And look at that thing. Whoa, what is that on top of its head? It's like an antenna, like a radio antenna that's just like catching radio signals. That's probably how they communicate to each other, send radio signals out or something. But look at these guys, they're purple, and that one's just like got itself in a hole, which is probably not the best because I'm about to murder you. Yes, I'm gonna murder you. And look at that, they've got like the supercharged creeper particle effect around it. But let's just I think the best way to do this is just get a flint steel and make it explode, because why not? We love explosions. Whoa, that was a big explosion. What would you say? Is that like 2 or 3 times bigger than a normal creeper? Possibly 3 times. It does seem like a huge crater. Look at that thing. So you definitely don't want to be blown up by one of those. That'd probably kill you instantly. Gah. That's a really strong explosion. And we've got another guy down here. We might actually try and kill this guy and see what he drops. Nothing. But I do know that these guys have a very small chance, and it is a very, very small chance, of dropping something called a red meteor gem. And these are used later on if you want to make a meteor shield to stop your buildings and stuff from being destroyed by falling meteors. But now let's go back to the other things that have come down with this meteor. So yeah, you can see we've got loads of new blocks that have been dropped, and these are meteorite blocks, and you can see some of them have a purple texture, and they're like smouldering with the particle effects, and some of them aren't at all. And these greyer ones with no purple colours in it or particle effects are the ones that are safe to step on, because they're not hot anymore. But these purpley ones will set you on fire if you step on them. So just a case in point here, if I go into survival mode and jump on top of one of these purple ones, you can see I can stand on the grey ones perfectly fine, but as soon as I step on one of these purple ones, oh no, I've been set on fire. So yeah, you need to steer clear of stepping on any of those purple blocks, because they will set you on fire. Let's just heal myself up, get rid of that horrible burning particle effect. So yeah, those are the new blocks that come down with this meteorite meteor. But now let's just go and mine one. So I'm going to just mine this one. I recommend when you see one of these meteors has landed, you wait around a bit until all the blocks have cooled down, so you can actually clean up the mess without getting burned alive or something. And you can see when I'm mining these, I should, come on, right, here we go. I should be getting, yes, there we go. I've got some meteor chips. And these meteor chips, you can collect them and then smelt them in a furnace to get yourself a meteorite ingot. And you can use these meteorite ingots to craft a whole set of tools and a whole set of armor, which is pretty neat. And all of the tools and armor have a new enchantment on them, which is called magnetization, which is a pretty cool enchantment. And I'll just show you a demonstration of what this thing does now. And look, I've got an achievement for it. Yay, magnetized. It's pretty cool. So I'm just going to equip this armor. And now when I go anywhere near any dropped items, like in this crater down here, all of the items are going to gravitate towards me. You can see no matter how far away they are from me, they're all getting sucked in towards me, and I'm picking them up. And this is just a really convenient time saver for you. So if you mine loads of blocks, all of the blocks are just going to gravitate towards you, and you'll be able to pick them up without walking directly over the top of them. So it's just a utility enchantment. It has no practical purpose. But if you do look at these tools, you can see that this sword does 8 attack damage. And the armor is pretty similar to iron armor, and you can see that by the amount of shields that it's providing me above my hearts. And hello there, cow, what are you doing? You're just staring at me? Are you jealous of my new tools? You probably are. Or are you like saying, I'm scared of the aliens that came down in the meteor? I don't know why I was doing that. That's not what a cow sounds like. It'd be more like, moo, 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 moo. What am I doing? Wow. What has happened to my life? I'm making cow sounds. Wow, that's brilliant. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the features to do with this meteorite. So, next up, I'm going to be showing you the Freezerite meteor, and hopefully we're going to get a huge one. And I can't really see them very well because of the clouds, but there we go. We can see it coming down, and it's a small one. I was really hoping for a huge meteor because I love huge explosions, but no, we've just got a boring, tiny one. Come on, we want a bigger one now. Oh, yes, that's what we want. This is a 3x3. I think this is a 3x3. Yeah, oh, it's a 2x2. Oh, well, it's almost good enough. So this is a huge crater, and you can see when it lands, it creates a crater of loads of snow blocks and snow piles everywhere, and also this brand new block called Freezerite. And you can see it's giving off some lovely, like aqua particle effects. Is that turquoise? I think it's more of a turquoise color. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly swap into survival because time is of the essence when you find one of these things, because these Freezerite blocks are going to start converting themselves into water as they melt. So you need to get here quickly so you can obtain the special Freezerite crystals. So I'm just going to go up to one of these Freezerite blocks and mine it, and you can see they drop these Freezerite crystals. And it's very important that you get these because you can like create full sets of armor and tools with these things, which are very overpowered and very useful, especially if you're living like next to an ocean. It's a very useful armor set to have. Those are pretty much all of the features to do with this meteor, really. There's nothing else it has apart from snow blocks and Freezerite. There's no special mobs that spawn with this thing, so it's quite a boring meteor overall, really. But it does have a nice set of armor that you can craft using these Freezerite crystals. So what you need to do is you need to combine one of these Freezerite crystals with some iron to get some new kind of iron called frozen iron. And again, you can convert this frozen iron into some frozen iron blocks, which look quite cool, and they look like that. See what I did there? Look quite cool. Oh, these puns, they're getting worse. Anyway, so you're not really going to want to do that, though. That's probably not the best use of your time. It's only really useful if you want to store these blocks. But yeah, so you can craft a full set of armor here, just using these frozen iron in the same way with the same kind of shaped crafting recipes. And if I just equip all of this armor now, I can get on to showing you these abilities that come with this armor set. So let's just go to the waterfront here, and we're just going to go straight into the water, and you're going to immediately see the special ability that this armor has. So you can see everywhere I walk on top of water is being converted into ice. I am Iceman, yes, and I can even sprint and jump, and it updates in time. And that's the coolest thing about this. When you sprint, the radius of effect increases to 3x3x3, which means 3 downwards as well. So if I just jump over here, you can see that it's 3 down as well, which means you can like sprint and jump, and it'll keep up with you, and you'll never fall in the water, which is pretty useful. So this would be amazing if you want to cross oceans really efficiently and quickly. It's a lot faster than using a boat, and considering how glitchy boats are, it's probably the safest method of travel because you're bound to lose your boat halfway through the ocean because of Minecraft's glitchiness. But look at that, we've just made trails of ice all over the water. Actually, I almost forgot the other 2 pieces of armor here. You can see on the Freezerite chestplate we've got Aqua Affinity 1, and then on the helmet we've got Respiration 3. So if you want to make the most of this respiration effect, you're going to have to take off the rest of your armor. Well, you can put the chestplate on, but you're going to have to take these things off with the Cold Touch enchant. The Cold Touch enchant is the one that places down ice blocks on water and like freezes the water. So you need to bear that in mind. You're going to have to take those off before you can make the most of these enchantments. So that brings me on to the Freezerite tools, and you can see here the tools, when you hover over them, tell you exactly what they do. So we've got the pickaxe, the axe, and then the spade here, which increase the mining speed underwater, and then you've got the hoe, which has a special ability, which I'll show you now. So when you hoe ground with this special Freezerite hoe, it automatically like makes the ground wet. So normally when you hoe the ground, it's quite dry, and you have to like place water next to it to get the ground moist, but this is instantly moist whenever you hoe, and you can plant stuff on this, and it's instantly going to grow without any water at all. So it's quite a useful hoe, that one. And then these tools here, if I go underwater, it'll increase my mining speed. Although you probably won't be able to see a thing I'm doing because of my shaders here. Yeah, it's so dark, you're not going to be able to see a thing. But just take my word for it, as you can see here, I'm mining super fast even when I'm underwater. And that just wouldn't happen in vanilla Minecraft without this enchantment on these tools. So yeah, let's just get out of here like so. And then next up, we've got the sword, of course, and the sword is pretty awesome because it just adds a slowness effect to whatever mob you hit. So we're going to test it out on a cow because why not? So you can see there we've got a slowness effect for 3 seconds being applied to that cow, which is going to slow it down. I mean, it can't walk around very fast, which is very useful to use on cows, of course. They're definitely the most useful mob to use this on. And yeah, it's probably going to be more useful against spiders and stuff like that, and creepers, so that it'll explode in your face. Okay then, so that's pretty much all the sword does, and you may notice that it only does 6 damage, so it's pretty much a little bit, it's the same as an iron sword, isn't it, pretty much? So yeah, that's what the Freezerite sword does, and that pretty much sums up all of the features of this Freezerite meteor, and all of the stuff you can make with it. So, on to the next meteor! So, next up we have the Karite meteor, and this one's pretty rare considering how rare the other ones are. This is not very likely to spawn at all, and of course this one again comes in different sizes, and the bigger sizes spawn portals, like nether portals in them, and then the smaller sizes don't, so hopefully we get a pretty big one now, otherwise we're going to have to keep just spawning them until we get a big one. So hopefully it will like emerge through the clouds now so we can actually see it. Nope, we've got a tiny one. That's not very useful at all. Look at that, we've got none of what I wanted. And now I need to turn the sounds down because it's a bit loud. There we go. So you can see these meteors spawn blazes along with them. So you got to be careful of that when you like try and find a crash site. You're going to need to have good armor, otherwise those blazes are going to start killing you. But we're just going to have to spawn another one because we need the one which spawn... Oh, there we go. We've got a big one now. Look at all those particles. Oh, it's glorious. Come on. Oh, yes. This should spawn a portal. Yep, this one spawned a portal. So you can see here we've got a nether portal in a nice shrine kind of thing with glowstone at the top. It looks pretty epic and it's very well presented. And it's somehow hovering above the world somehow. But that's just Minecraft physics. So you can see the size of this crater, it's quite big, and we've got these new blocks everywhere called Karite blocks, I believe. Yes, Karite. There we go. And these Karite blocks are very, very hot, so if you step on them, you're going to be burned and you get set on fire. And over time, these are going to like cool down and solidify into obsidian. So when you find one of these crash sites, you need to immediately try and mine up all of the Karite before it turns into obsidian. Otherwise, that's going to take you forever to clean up all the obsidian if it's in a location which you walk past a lot or is very crucial. Because yeah, you don't really want ugly obsidian everywhere. And you may also notice that there's bits of lava that's been placed down by this meteor when it crash landed, and there's also some blazes which I pointed out earlier. So that's like an aggressive mob that spawns next to these meteors, and they've probably come from space or something. Nah, they probably just came through the portal. That makes a lot more sense. So, yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to swap into survival as usual, and I'm going to mine up one of these Karite blocks and see what it drops. No, Blaze, leave me alone! God, those annoying blazes. Back to creative and like a safe haven from those blazes. So there, you can see we've got some Karite chips, and these are the things you can use and smelt in the furnace to get some Karite ingots. And then again, you can create a Karite block, and this one looks a bit peculiar. It's like a redstone block with a black inner texture or something. It looks very peculiar. I'm not really thinking that's going to be very useful for any kind of building. It's not the most visually appealing block in the game, really, is it? So yeah. And yeah, the main feature of these Karite ingots is that you can craft a full set of armor and a sword. In this case, you can't craft things like pickaxes or axes. You can only craft a sword and a full set of armor, but the armor is pretty overpowered. So yeah, this armor's pretty good. You can see it's got fire protection 4 on all of the pieces of armor here, which means I'm going to be pretty much resistant to all kind of fire and lava. So I'm standing in lava now and I'm not taking any damage at all. Wow, I'm just so cool. Well, actually I'm quite hot, but yeah, I'm just standing here in lava, like not giving a crap at all. Look at me, I'm having so much fun. I'm nice and toasty in there. So yeah, you can just step in lava and be resistant to everything using this armor. And you can also see it gives me a full set of shields above my health there, and that's showing that it's equal or better than diamond armor. I think it's equal to diamond armor though. It's pretty good armor, and it should be considering how rare these meteors are. But next up we've got the Karite sword, and this sword comes default enchanted when you craft it with fire aspect 2 on it. So you can set fire to mobs and stuff like that, and it does 8 attack damage, which is 1 more than a diamond sword gives you. So it's a pretty good weapon overall as well. And also, as usual, you can actually mine up this Karite using a Silk Touch pickaxe to gain the Karite blocks immediately. But bear in mind when you place them down, they are going to cool over time and become obsidian. So yeah, you got to be careful with that. So, now onto the rarest of the rare meteors. Now, these are very unlikely to spawn. You're very unlikely to see one of these in a survival world, but if you do, you're damn lucky. So, we're just going to start off with the first kind here, which is an unknown meteor. It's that rare that they don't even have a name for it. It's just called unknown. Ooh, spooky. Anyway, so what we're going to do, we're just going to spawn one of these down. Of course, because I'm never going to see one of these randomly. I'll just stand here waiting for one to spawn. That would be such an entertaining video. But you can see it's crash landed, and that was a very rainbow coloured meteor that was. Wow. And pretty much this meteor crash lands with loads of the blocks of other meteors. So you can see here we've got a Freezerite block, and then we've got a meteorite block, and what's that, Kreknorite block? Yes. So it pretty much has all of the blocks from the other meteors all rammed into one cube, and in the center of this cube, let's just mine this up, and I don't know why I'm using a pickaxe, I'm in creative, but we should see a chest inside, like so, and in this chest is a random assortment of items, and we've got this meteor proximity detector, which I'll show you later on, and we've also got some chocolate ice cream. That's very interesting, and 2 Freezerite pickaxes, and the meteorite chestplate. And these loot chests are completely random, so you could get anything from these, from any of the meteors, so you could end up getting some of that Kreknorite armor if you really wanted to, or some Freezerite armor, and it's completely randomized, and it will contain loot from any of the meteors, pretty much. So yeah, it's a pretty cool item, and if you can't be bothered to go into the nether, you've got some free glowstone there as well. So, last of all, we have the Kitty Comet meteor, and this is a bit of a novelty meteor. I mean, come on, a cat falling from space, what is this? Some kind of sci-fi fantasy? But yeah, we're just going to spawn one of these down and see what it looks like. I'm not expecting to see like a giant cat falling from the sky, it's probably going to look like a normal meteor. With the particle effects, yep, normal meteor, and it's going to crash land, and look at that, we've got a cat that's spawned. What is it called? Oh, it's a comet kitty. It looks like it's got some kind of astronaut's hat on it, you know, with the glass to kind of protect it from the atmosphere it's probably not used to. So where's its oxygen supply or something? Surely it should have like an oxygen canister strapped to its back so it can actually breathe. And now its head is embedded in a block, which is quite useful, trying to suffocate yourself. Do you not like this planet? Do you not like it at all, cat? And I did read in the topic that you can actually tame these guys using fish, the same as normal ocelots. I've got to say, I've not tamed an ocelot in vanilla in like a year and a half, so let's see, come on, get near me, I want to tame you. Can I right click on you now? Yay, I've got a pet cat, yay! And it keeps its helmet on, that's pretty epic, it's going to follow me around now. Come on, follow me, come on, Kitty Comet, follow me. Oh, it's night time, that's not good, I can't see a thing. Yep. It's now my pet, it's going to follow me around and I can make it sit. Wow, it's just another kind of ocelot really. And I believe you can even breed these with ocelots. So if I spawn down an ocelot now, I just got to test this out. Here we go. And I'm going to have to tame it. I think I am. Come on, look, you want this. You want it. And now I've got 3 of them all wanting this fish. And now they're scared of me. Okay, come on. Look, I've got fish. You want this. Oh, I give up. I give up. Just take my word for it. You can breed them with normal ocelots. And then you'll get some cat babies, as usual, or kittens. I don't know, I said cat babies. They're kittens, obviously. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Kitty Comet. You just get cats falling from space from some other planet, and they have like astronaut suits on them, and they just look pretty epic, and they're tameable, so they can follow you around. And I think they do have more health than ocelots. Yes, they do. They have like 6 extra hearts, so that's quite good. They're going to be more resilient to mobs attacking them. So now I'm just going to show you some meteor detection and protection features of this mod and items you can use to like protect your base against meteors and also detect the last crash site for a meteor or when a meteor's next about to crash, which is pretty nifty. And I've still got my little Kitty Comet cat here. Hello there, cat, you look so weird, you've got green eyes, I never noticed that before. But yeah, so first up we've got this meteor crash detector, which pretty much just detects the last crash zone of a meteor, and it only detects natural meteor crash zones. So you can see there it's got a little radar that's spinning around, and as soon as it detects a meteor has crashed, it's going to point in that direction, and I'll be able to follow it to find the last crash site. And then next up we've got the meteor proximity detector, which detects the closest incoming meteor. And again, this only works with naturally occurring meteors, so if I spawn one in using a summoner item, it's not going to work. But if a meteor was to start like crash landing, this would show me where it was crash landing and where it was about to land. And then finally, we've got the meteor time detector, which will like detect the next incoming meteor. And I don't know how this works. I'm presuming it's pretty similar to the proximity detector. And yeah, sorry, I really can't tell you more about this because I'd have to wait around for a meteor to spawn naturally, and that would take for ages. And it's not really very likely to happen on this small island here. So yeah, but now let's move on to the more important thing of how to protect your base from incoming meteors. So we've got a meteor shield here, and this is a meteor shield item which I can just place down on the ground, and it's going to start charging up, and wow, that's a loud effect. Let's turn it right down to 4. But when you place this thing down, it's going to immediately start charging up and gathering particles from the atmosphere or something. That's what it looks like. Very colourful particles though. And then when you open it, you're going to see here, we've got loads of different items that we can put in this. And it says here, charged 20%, and you've got to wait for it to be 100% charged before it's going to start protecting you from oncoming meteors. So what I'm going to do now is just put it in some chips of these meteorite chips, and that just speeds up the charging process. So it's fully charged now, and we've got power level 1, the power level, it's over 9,000. I just had to do that, I don't know why. Anyway, so we've got some red meteor gems here, and when you add red meteor gems, which you get from those special alien creepers, which I showed you earlier, it's a random mob drop. And if I just put one of these in here, it upgrades it to a new power level. And the power level increases the range of protection. So now we've got a range of 128 blocks. And if I add another one, we've got a range of 192. And then we've got 256. And then finally we've got 320, which is a huge range. If you've got a building that big, or a town that big, wow, you've been doing a lot of work on your world. And you probably wouldn't want to install this mod anyway, because you just destroy your world, which would not be good. But what I want to do now is just going to set the range to 64, which is the default and the lowest amount, and I'm going to show you what these special protected land tester torches do, which are crafted like that, by the way. Don't know why I'm showing you the crafting. But if I place this down, you can see when you're in a protected zone, it's going to be green, and then when I go over here, I don't know why I said it's going to be green, because it's always green. What I mean is it's going to be illuminated. And when I'm not in a protected zone, well, I'm still in a protected zone. You can see how big the range is. Over here, I shouldn't be, surely. Yeah, you can see when I'm not in a protected zone, you can see it's just not being illuminated anymore. And this is a good way of checking whether your house is within the protective range of your meteor shield. Finally, there is one final feature, which is called the meteor timer, and this one is a redstone item which I believe activates when a meteor is about to hit. It like sends out a pulse of redstone or something, but I can't really show you that again because I'm not going to stand here waiting for a meteor to like naturally spawn, and it doesn't work with the summoners. But yeah, so that pretty much sums up everything in this mod. It just adds destructive meteors into the game which crash land and come in different varieties and ruin your house, and it's just pretty epic overall with all of the new mobs and items that it adds. So guys, if you've enjoyed this mod showcase, please remember to smash that like button, it really does help out, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'll be seeing you next time. Woo, hello there pig. Finally we get a disaster pig right at the end. I haven't seen a single disaster pig throughout this whole mod showcase, and at the end when the disasters are finished, he appears. I mean, come on, what are you doing, pig? You've probably been observing it from some kind of secret base in the sky. Ugh, you evil pigs.